Ladybird books. Hi, I'm Gary Levisi, and this time we're going to take a look at something a little different. Ladybird books, which are a children's series, and they have a certain format, and they have a lady. It's actually a ladybug, but they're not called ladybug books. They're called ladybird books. I don't know why, but that's that's their logo, a ladybug, and they're for children. They're nice 40 to 50 page hardcover books. This is Julius Caesar and Roman Britain. The interesting thing about them is so they have maps in them, map of Britain, Roman occupations of Britain in this case. But on every page, every other page, they have really nice illustrations, and the books were published from basically the hardcovers from the 50s to the 80s, and they were made especially for children with really nice cover art and interior illustrations. Just to show you, every other page on all of these books, every other page is a really nice painting. And they wanted to do quality books for children, and they did a really nice job with them. I don't know if these are collectible or not. I think that they're nice. There's a lot of them. There are at least, as of 1980, about 650 titles, and there's different series, and up to 63 series of books. And we're going to look at some of them now. It's Julius Caesar and the Romans. Story of Cowboy. And you can see on the back cover, they list various books in the series, and sometimes various series also. So those are some of them. How it works. The motorcycle, a Ladybird book, all about motorcycles. And let's see if they have any. Here's some nice illustrations about showing the engine. Basically, this is not about motorcycles, but it's about the motorcycle engine. Story of furniture, the weather, Cleopatra and ancient Egypt, which has a map of Egypt, and various really nice illustrations building the pyramids, the Sphinx. They were the great civilizations. Crete, that was one series. The story of the bicycle, the story of flight, Ladybird Achievement book. They had various series, and some of the series, one of the books was the Ladybird Key Works reading scheme, and this is the key books. This is books are exciting, and this is interesting because it has actually it's a pro book, to introduce children to books and reading, and here they have children reading some of the books, and these are Ladybird books. It shows, and they show the excitement of reading about sea diving and various things, cowboys. Again, when they show reading, they show basically the Ladybird books. And here's another picture of the story of flight and other Ladybird books that they sell in the series that are part of their art.
That's the book right there.
That's right. That's right. I knew that was someone. So that's the book, the story of flight, the story of flight. And they showed their books in this series. And let me see if there's another. Yes, there's another. The kids looking in. It's a Ladybird book display rack, and other, books on trees and other motor cars, other Ladybird books. And these were to help children read and to appreciate reading. And other stories, the story of railways, and the story of newspapers, which is pretty cool. Really nice classic newspaper stand, which would be in England, in Britain. Now we're going to move these up and we're going to look at a few others. Arms and Armor, Space Exploration. This shows various nice illustrations. The exploration of space. And this is a book from '55 originally, but then they updated it because it has the lunar landing in 1969. So they had books, these books were published from the 50s to the 80s, and they're still being published today. The story of plastics, the story of metals, Ladybird. These are Ladybird achievement books. All of these three, basically, they focused on certain subjects and tried to educate children on them and get them interested in these various subjects. Story of lighthouses, lightships, and lifeboats. Story of houses and homes. And some of them, houses and homes, nice artwork. Very nice. Every other page is a full color, beautiful illustration. And it really makes these books shine. It really makes them special. They look really nice. Merchant ships. Basically any subject under the sun. Again, there were over 650 titles in 63 different series. And they're still publishing today. People at work. One of them is a soldier. Story of clothes and costumes. Some of the books that you think might not be that interesting are because of the artwork inside. Michael Faraday. The story of oil. The story of ships, all sailing ships, and various different types of ships. Everything that floats on the ocean, and it goes back into history from the sailing ships too. Roman, Viking ships. Hovercraft. Interesting. They have a book on hovercrafts. A book on Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of Treasure Island. And I wonder if there's anything in here about all the things about, he lived in Tahiti, or he retired to Tahiti. Aircraft, commercial vehicles, trucks or of all kinds, animals, birds, and plants of the Bible, plants and how they grow, the shipbuilders, again, people at work building ships. The People at Work series has all kinds of people that do interesting jobs of interest to children. The Wolf and the Seven Little Kids fairy tale. British wild animals. Ladybird book about horses. Ladybird book about dogs throughout history. And the last one is Learn About Woodworking. And again with the Ladybird logo. Ladybird logo. It's really a ladybug, but I guess they call it Ladybird in England. There are a really nice series of books. Like I say, there's over 650 of them at least, and probably more. They're still being published. They came out in the hardcover, this hardcover edition of 40 to 50 pages in the 1940s, and they were even published before that in paperback, older, from like around 1910 or so. So they've been around for a long time, and it's a really interesting series of really cool books for kids. You don't see them much in the United States. I recently came across a group of them, and just had to buy them. They were really eye-catching, and the cover art is usually really nice on them, and very interesting subject matter. So I just thought you'd enjoy seeing something a little different. It's a cool series, something that probably hasn't. Nobody's probably ever done anything on these books. I don't think that that I can remember. I've been collecting a long time, and before I came upon this group of them, I had maybe 3 or 4 of them that I had seen in my travels that I had picked up. But I don't see them that often, and I don't see groups of them. So they're not scarce, but they're not that common, and they're nice. Again, they're great for children, and they're cool books. They're small, they're paperback size, hardcovers. They're really nice. And I hope you enjoyed this look at something different. Ladybird books, British little hardcovers for children and young teens and kids. So if you did, give us a thumbs up and a like, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.